Hi, everybody. Welcome to a September 14th edition of Alabama Game Day Today. I'm doing this a little bit differently. I'm putting this video out at 7 Eastern, 6 Central, and recording it the night before because, let's face it, it's an early kickoff. The game starts at noon Eastern, 11 Central, so I want to give y'all a chance to check out the video prior to the game. So I'm recording it early and releasing it early. Anyway, Alabama plays Wisconsin in Madison, Wisconsin. It's a home game for Wisconsin, first road game of the year for the Alabama Crimson Tide. So that's going to be an interesting situation to see how Alabama responds to playing on the road. Both teams go to the game at 2-0. Alabama won 63-0 over Western Kentucky, and then won 42-16 in a relatively deceiving game because Alabama actually struggled in that game up until the late fourth quarter when they burst the doors open and won 42-16. Wisconsin, on the other hand, they won 27-13 over the FCS's South Dakota, and the week before that they played the Group of Fives, Western Michigan, and won that one 28-14. So two relatively underwhelming games for Wisconsin so far, winning by 14 against clearly inferior teams, but still struggling mightily to score points. Story of the game, number one, Alabama playing a Power 5 non-con opponent. How does Alabama respond to that? And how does Alabama respond to a relatively underwhelming performance against USF last week? Now, hopefully this is just simply like it was last year, where Alabama struggled against USF, but then woke up and played like they should have been playing. Hopefully it's that case, but you cannot rule it out that it's the other case where this is really indicative of what Alabama is. On to the actual game. The game's weather looks to be quite good. Good football weather. 80 degrees with skies clear for most of the game with intermittent clouds. 6% chance of rain and winds out of the east-southeast at 8 miles an hour. On to betting odds for the game. Alabama is a 16-point favorite over Wisconsin. This is according to BetUS. You don't have to use them if you don't want to. I'm not sponsored by them, but I'd prefer to use BetUS to get the betting numbers. But Alabama's favored to win by 16 over Wisconsin. So if you want to bet the game and you want to bet on what the margin of victory is going to be, if you believe that Alabama is going to win by 16 or more, you would take the over. If you believe that either Alabama is going to not win by more than 16 or is going to lose to Wisconsin, you would take the under. Let me rephrase it in a different way for you to understand. If you believe Alabama is going to score more than 16 points, you would take Alabama at minus 16. If you believe that Alabama is going to either lose the game or win but by less than 16, you would take Wisconsin at plus 16. In terms of actual odds to win the game, they have Alabama at minus 750 and Wisconsin at plus 530. Total points scored in the game, the over-under is 49, so if you believe more than 49 points are going to be scored in the game, you would take the over. If you believe less than 49 is going to be scored, you would take the under. Implied final score, according to BetUS, is 33-17. So if you think Alabama is going to score more than 33 points, you take the over. If you believe Alabama is going to score less than 33, you would take the under. If you believe Wisconsin's going to score more than 17, you take the over. If you think Wisconsin's going to score less than 17, you take the under. Again, I want to put a legal disclaimer in here. that this is only looking at betting odd numbers. This is not gambling advice. Do not come to me if you try to bet the game and lose. Also want to put a legal disclaimer in here of 3 things. Number 1, if you're gonna bet in your means, bet responsibly, and do so within the laws of your state. This video is not to encourage gambling or sports betting. It is to just inform you of the odds based on what Vegas believes the game is going to do. Now, obviously, if you're an Alabama fan traveling to Wisconsin for this game, you got to be aware of your stadium policies. Look it up on the internet. Most of what you're going to see at any other football stadium: no disorderly conduct, clear bag policy, and no outside food or drinks, and no drugs or outside alcohol of any kind. That is it for your September 14th episode of Alabama Game Day Today, the Wisconsin episode. There will not be an Alabama Game Day Today next week because Alabama next week is on bye week. So the next edition of Alabama Game Day Today will come out on September 28th when Alabama comes back home to play Georgia. In the meantime, check out a series of videos I put out on Friday. I put one about the Georgia player that got arrested, one where I predicted the Missouri versus Boston College game, and then another for hype and hate. Tune in around halftime of the game where I give my thoughts, and then again at the end of the game where I give my thoughts on the game. As always, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. That way you can be notified when we post content here on Roll Tide 99. I'm Roll Tide 99, and I'll see you later. Roll Tide, baby.